Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. Give us a moment and we will move aside and begin the channeling. I am pleased to see you all here this evening. Welcome to all of you. Tonight's topic is a little different than what we normally speak about, but we feel that at this time it is important for you to have something practical, something that you can take with you to work on and learn and grow from as a spiritual being. We understand that you are here in this game. We call this the game of life. We know that you are here playing out your role. Your avatar, the physical form you are in, is continuing to evolve through the game. And we want to help you as you are learning about the different levels of life, as you grow and you mature. One of the things that we wish to talk about is manifestation and intentions. So many times things work differently on the different levels as you grow. So at one point in your existence, you may have said something and then there it was. At another point, you may have said something and it never showed up. And you want to know why. Why is it that sometimes my desires, my wishes, my affirmations work and other times they do not? This is a question we are asked often. Why is it sometimes when I say I wish for something, whether it is in the material world, as was mentioned earlier, or whether it is in the spiritual realm, or with my family, or relationship, or a partner, that sometimes it seems to flow and show up, and other times it is nowhere to be found. In essence, sometimes I also get the opposite of what I am asking for. So, we will share that one of the keys to your continued growth is your looking inside. So understand again that we have mentioned before that the external world is a manifestation in essence of what is happening internally. So if your external world appears to be chaotic, the question would be is what inside yourself is chaotic? What is it that you are mirroring in your outside world? What is it that is showing up in your outside world to mirror what is happening internally? The fun part is, as you find more peace internally, as you look at your shadow self, as you release more of the darkness that you have inside, which everyone does, because in the world of duality, you have light and you have dark. And so you look at what is inside you that is unresolved or unhealed. As you do that, as you heal those parts of yourself, you find yourself in more alignment with what it is you are affirming or wishing to manifest. If you are in a space where you are extremely lonely and you do not imagine yourself living by yourself, all by yourself for the rest of your life, and you just wish you could have a partner that was equal and you are just longing for that, but you do not have the peace inside, then the person that will be attracted to your energy is not who you want. It is imperative that you see that your energy will attract what is to come. And it does it from an unconscious way, from a deep inside longing or desire, not from a peace. When you can find that peace inside, when you can come to that place internally where you are calm, whether that is through your prayers or your meditation, whether that is through music, whether that is through sharing in groups such as this, when you find that nice peaceful space inside of yourself where you feel whole and complete inside yourself, then the other person or situation that shows up will be equally whole and complete. For if they are not, then there is still more that you need to look at. Now, relationships are an entire different subject. I'm not going to go into those. I just want you to get the picture that where you're manifesting from is a lack. You are manifesting from lack. I don't have money, therefore I wish to manifest money. I don't have a relationship, therefore I wish to manifest a relationship. I don't have peace, therefore I wish for my outside world to be peaceful so I can have peace. This is backwards. You have it incorrect. When your affirmations work, when your statements or intentions work, it is because you are in complete alignment with them. So it will do you no good to run around saying, I love myself, if you do not. Yes, it is always good to think positively. Yes, it is always good to imagine it as it has happened already. Yet it will not come until you find the fullness inside, until you heal the wounds that you have. It is necessary that you find that within yourself, full, complete, and filled with light. When you can actually feel that inside yourself, when you are no longer longing for the relationship, or wishing for the money, or wishing for the chaos to stop externally, when you have found that moment of peace, when you have found that clarity within yourself, then your intentions, your affirmations, your words will be from a space of fullness, not a space of longing. For you have heard this before, when you come from a space of wanting, all you get is more want. When you come from a space of longing, all you get is more longing. Your words are powerful, yet not without the fullness behind them. You must have the full and complete sovereign energy behind your desire. When that is there, you can manifest, because then your desires and wishes are not from your ego, they are from source. They are from your higher self. They are from flow. Part of that too is that our egos have been taught, and please hear, it works on lower levels of the game, but not where you are. Our egos have been taught, but I must create a vision board. I must create something that is very specific, goals with a purpose, a timeline, exactly what I want. That is all from your ego. Your ego will always want more. Your ego will never be satisfied. Your ego will always think the other is better. Your ego will always say it must look like this or it is not okay. We are here to tell you that if you manifest from your soul, you manifest from your spirit and your higher self, it flows. When you manifest from your ego and your mind and your chatter, it does not. Or what you get is not what you were looking for. We have said many times that when you speak of something and you say, I wish to have, or I would like, or you create an affirmation or an intention, please always say this or something better, because you do not know what is in your highest and best. You do not see from the level of God and Goddess. You do not know what is to come. And if you have those blinders on and you believe that it must look this way, it must have this body, it must have this criteria, it must be this way, then you are limiting the all that is. You are saying it cannot be the way you wish, it must be the way I want. And that is from your ego. That is going to always limit you and often backfire. So when you think you are saying something that is amazing, and you think that you are saying, I want to be a millionaire, or whatever it is that your ego desires, I want the perfect job, I want the perfect mate, whatever it is that you're desiring is not going to happen, or at least not how you think. Because one, you are not at peace with yourself. And two, that desire is from your ego, not from your higher self. When you are at the place of peace internally, when you have looked at your shadow self, when you have dealt with those issues inside yourself that you don't want to look at, you deal with them. You know that what is outside of you is the mirror of what's happening inside. You find that peace internally. You will find that things go smoothly externally, for that is how you manifest. Now, not to say that there's not work involved, because there is. Obviously, you cannot sit in your home and wish for a partner to show up and you never leave. You must go and places they might be, or you must go and connect with others. When you wish to have a new job, you must go and apply for it. When you wish for a business to be successful, you must go and do the work. That is part of being in form. Yet, when you are in alignment, complete alignment internally, when you are at peace, and you hear from above your higher self informing you of the intention, informing you of the affirmation, when you get that peace, then it will manifest very quickly. Yet it is important to be in that level of alignment with yourself, with the higher purpose, with Source, God or Goddess. You need to connect and feel that connection. And from that place of abundance, from that place of all that is, then you will see it happening in front of you on the movie screen of your life. You will see it happening in the people that come your way. You will see it happening in the jobs that show up, the friends that are there, the money that flows. When you are in that space of complete alignment, it is a waste of time for you to use your breath and say, I wish to have whatever, if you are not in alignment with that. And yet, it is first and foremost to create the alignment and then to say what it is that you wish, not the other way around. For it will not work. It will not manifest the way you expect. And expectations also get in the way. So if we again assume it has to be a specific person, it has to be a specific job, it has to be a specific thing, then it will not happen. This or something better. This or something better. You do not know what is in your highest and best. This is why you must connect with your higher self. This is why you must connect with the higher energies in your life, because your ego has a very small, narrow idea of what is in your best interest. And often it is not. Often it is just something for your ego to ruminate about, or your ego to wish something was different, or your ego to provide you something that isn't what you really wanted. Your ego's goal is more chaos, so your ego stays active. The more active your ego is, the more chaotic your life is. Not to say that the ego will ever be gone, because it will not. It is important as a part of the game, but you cannot allow it to control what it is you are trying to manifest. You cannot allow it to control what is taking place in your life. So first and foremost, we ask that you go inside, that you find a place and a way to have more peace, that if there are things from your past that are bothering you, you deal with those. You do whatever it is necessary to deal with the pieces and parts of yourself. And as you come into more alignment with who you really are, as you come more into alignment with your highest and best, more things will manifest that will be in alignment with you. We ask for you to think on this. We ask for you to focus on this, to work, to be more peaceful, more in alignment, to clear things that are blocking you, to be healthier and more connected. Then your manifestations happen quickly and happen for your highest and best and are beautiful. But the work must start here in yourself and your connection, not out here in your wishes and desires. Once you are centered, once you have cleared the blocks, once you understand who you are and you feel connected to Spirit, you will be able to manifest what needs to come your way. You will be able to see a different path, a different way to create your life.
As has been stated, it is best for you to begin the journey of manifestation by simply connecting to all that is, by connecting to Source. It is from this space of eyes and ears and heart focused upon Source, our God, or whatever else you wish to call this. It is from this space that you begin to move out of your own way, that you begin to allow that Source to flow through you and direct you in your manifestations. Many of you at this time, we hear the cries, the pleas, and yes, the whining that you are having difficulty with abundance. And when you say abundance, you are generally meaning finances. When we say abundance, we are talking about true abundance of energy, of freedom, of everything. We do not limit it to one specific thing. To be exact, when we speak of abundance, we are not speaking of a thing at all. We are simply talking about the awareness of consciousness of all that is, that everything you wish for already is in existence. It has been said that you must align yourself with those energies, and yet that is not quite fully the case. Yes, you must align yourself with the energies you are wishing to manifest. But let us say that perhaps you are wishing to create, to manifest more financial abundance in your life. So you set out and you say, I am going to do my creations. I am going to do my manifestations because I want my bank account to have a certain number of zeros on the left side of the decimal point. This is well and good, and it will not work. The reason it will not work is simply that you have not gained clarity on the purpose of that creation. You are creating, as has been said, from a space of lack, from a space of not having. And that is fine, as long as you wish to struggle and partially manifest and wonder why things don't work for you. But what is your purpose in manifesting financial abundance? Is it so you can pay your bills? Well and good, but probably not the real answer. What is it that this creation you are working on actually represents to you? Is it the ability to travel? Is it the ability to offer a gift to someone else? Is it the ability to simply satisfy your own selfish needs? There is no judgment on any of this, but you must do the work. You must peel back the onion of your intentions to what it is you're really wanting. If you are seeing financial abundance as a way of alleviating the stress you have, then you are not actually seeking financial abundance. You are seeking peace of mind. And this is what we mean by peeling back the onion. What is it that you are manifesting for? What is your true intent? Until you have found that true intent, you will miscreate or partially create that which you are wanting to bring to fruition. And by the way, we would say to you very clearly that the one thing your soul always wants to manifest and experience is the peace of Source, the peace of God and Goddess. Nothing more, nothing less. One of your planet's greatest scientists made this statement, that all I am interested in is knowing the thoughts of God. All else is trivia. This is true. Now, we are not saying to you that all of your manifestations must be about finding the peace. But we are saying to you that if you wish to truly and rapidly and fully manifest that which is in your highest and best interest, then you must be clear as to your purpose for the manifestation. There are many teachings that say you cannot use your talents to work for yourself. This is nonsense. It has always been nonsense. You are perfectly welcome to manifest and use your skills and your talents for your own needs. That has never, ever been a law that said you cannot. It has been a way of making excuses for not doing it, but that is not the case in terms of why it won't happen. As you begin to look at your intentions, you must then be equally honest with yourself. You must look at that intention and recognize where you are on the path of that intention, because your intention will become that statement which you call an affirmation or declaration, and that must be a space that is possible for you and your mind to comprehend. If you are one who has suffered trauma and abuse in your life, to look in the mirror and look into your own eyes and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, will do you no good. You must look into that mirror, you must look into your eyes, and you must take a step back and say, I accept the possibility of loving myself. Because if you are still caught in the trauma, in the drama, you do not and cannot actually fully love yourself, for you have not forgiven your past. You have not forgiven the others that created that experience with you. Notice I did not say for you, but with you, for you are always present in these events. So you must be willing to not only be clear about what it is you are truly manifesting, you must also be honest enough with yourself to know where you are on the path to manifesting that. We will go back to financial abundance. If you have never in your entire physical existence experienced having $10,000 in your bank account on a daily basis, to say, I am manifesting this amount in my account daily, you have no concept of what that means. So you must step back. You must step back and say, I accept the possibility of always maintaining a bank balance of $1,000. If that is not quite far enough, if that falls flat as you make that statement, then you go a little bit further. I accept the possibility of maintaining a $5,000 balance in my checking account. These are all fine and well. You will know when you have actually gotten that statement to the point where it is real, where it actually has power for you, because you will feel the energy of it in your body. If those statements that you are making are falling flat, you are either too far ahead of where you are or behind where you are, and it is the honesty of working with yourself to get you to the point you are on the growing edge of your ability to manifest. And trust us, when you get to that growing edge, the manifestations will become much more rapid. And you will find that on that growing edge, it is a growing edge. It will continue to move until you can get to that point, and the day you say, I always maintain a $10,000 balance in my bank account, and it will be real for you, and you will wake up at some point and look at that bank account and go, oh, we have achieved our goal. And then you will find that you wish to manifest something else. That is part and parcel of being in duality. You are always looking to manifest something, because that is part of the beauty of the game. It is the game of creation. It is the game of manifestation. But you have to be very clear within yourself as to what it is that you are truly wanting that manifestation for, and where you are in the possibility of manifesting what you desire. This is not a difficult thing, but it is a challenging thing for humans to do. Humans like to be lazy. We would like to say, oh, I've just tried and tried and tried, but it didn't work. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave you there. Or you would like to say, well, you know, I saw so-and-so try that and it didn't work. Okay, that doesn't mean you tried. Try. Work. Look. Examine. Question your motives. Question your intentions. Find where you are honestly in your process of awakening, of manifesting, of anything that you are working on. You must be honest and clear as to what you're wishing to create.
Another piece we wish for you to see is how you are already blessed. So look at the things you already have, and from that space, be grateful for those. When you are able to feel the blessings that you already have, whether that is your family, your job, your income, your relationships, your friends, whatever that is, a roof over your head, clean water to drink, when you have truly seen the blessings that you have, then you find that what you wish for or what you intend and what you put out there shifts. As was mentioned before, if you are coming from a space of lack, then you get more lack. If you are not clear of your intention, if you do not understand yourself clearly, then you get mixed information and mixed results as to your affirmations and your intentions and your manifestation. Yet if you are grateful for what you have already gotten, if you are grateful for where you already are, and then you look inside and you find out what is the true motive, as was just mentioned. What is the true reason that I want this? And you find that and you evaluate what it is. It helps you put together the words and the intention and the affirmation more clearly so that it is attainable. And as was also mentioned, see it as steps on the path, not as I need to have it all right now, because that will probably not happen. And even if it did happen, it probably would not happen the way you expected it. So be grateful. So perhaps you are in a position, in a relationship or a job that you do not particularly care for. Not to say you need to stay in something that is abusive or upsetting or negative, but if it is okay, but yet you are not really fond of it and you wish for something better, it is important that you stop, that you breathe, that you find that peace that was mentioned earlier, and that you are grateful for what you currently have. When you come from a place of gratitude, when you come from that space of peace, when you come from that space of connectedness to your higher self, God and source, you find that things flow better. And as we have mentioned many times before, as things flow better, your manifestations will happen much quicker. You will find that when you are in a space of gratitude for the vehicle that you drive, even if it is not the prettiest or best, if it gets you from point A to point B and you are grateful that you have that vehicle, then you can say that is excellent, and you can go, thank you so much for having this in my life, and be of gratitude for that. Then perhaps you can go the next step and say, I wish to have one that is different in whatever way that is. But again, analyze your motives, analyze your intentions, analyze what it is you wish and what it is you have. Be thankful for where you are already on your path and all that you have learned, all that you have gained, all that you currently have. And then come from that space of gratitude and love and complete and fullness and peace to go the next step, to manifest and affirm and intend whatever is just the next step up. And then the next step. And as each one continues and you feel more positive about each step, you will find it more and more that you are in the flow. You will find that more and more you are where you need to be. And more the right things, the right people, the right situations will show up for you. You do not have to force them. You do not have to make them happen. Yes, you may need to put some work in. As was mentioned earlier, you may need to go and interview for the job or look for the new vehicle. But you do not need to pound the door. You do not need to argue and force. For when you are in that beautiful flow of source, when you are in that beautiful flow, you find that things just show up. Things you just thought about appear. When you are in the right mindset, when you are in the right space. So we encourage you before you set any affirmations, before you do any intentions, that you do some soul searching, that you find inside yourself your gratitude, your peace, your own clarity. And then from that space and your connection, not your ego, you can state what it is that you wish to see next. You can state what it is that you wish to have happen, who you wish to meet, what you wish to have. And then you will find in that flow space, it will take place much more quickly. So we encourage you to evaluate all of this. Look back, think about intention, think about my affirmations, think about myself and what space I am in, and find just that next step. From gratitude, that next step for your life. And from that space, you will manifest what is best and in your highest and best. This or something better. Whatever is in my highest and best. That is the space to come from. That is the space where manifestations happen instantly, where what you say appears in front of you. That is the space you need to stay. That is the space, starting with gratitude, that will change your life.
Yes. Gratitude is important. It shows your appreciation for your own soul. It shows your appreciation for all that is, and it shows your appreciation for Source. We would recommend to you that you make a daily gratitude list, quite possibly before you go to rest in the evenings of your day. Or if your schedule is otherwise, prior to your repose. As was stated by the body host earlier, we would like to take your questions at this time. Whether our beloved joins in those answers is up to her. But we would ask that you have respect of each other. And remember, our eyes of these bodies are closed. We will not see a raised hand. Simply respect the others here and ask your questions clearly and directly and loudly, one at a time. Is there anyone who wishes to ask a question at this time?
I have a question. So when it comes to your tree of life and you ask to add things to it and you see them added, how is that part of manifesting in alignment?
We assume that when you say your tree of life, you are talking about that visualization of yourself in its formative stage. When you ask that something be added to your skills, to your abilities, you are simply asking for something that is already yours. This is why it appears. This is not really the same as attempting to manifest inside of duality. This is more about you simply recognizing those talents, those masteries that you have brought with you from other lives and other spaces and other times. Some of these gifts, some of these talents may be things that you have learned. Some of these may be things that you were gifted epigenetically or genetically when you chose the bodies that you have. Does this answer your question? And if not, please rephrase that question.
It doesn't fully answer the question, so it correlates also to my life path for this human body. And so seeing events and direction I'm supposed to go in on my life path, and seeing that also in the tree of life, and just understanding if that's part of manifestation. Am I seeing something that is real and going to happen already, or do I have to do more work to it?
Children. Children. Your life path is already set. Your life path is going to manifest as it is going to manifest, whether you try to control it, guide it, pay attention to it or not. For your life path has nothing to do with your physical life. It is your soul path. And that is ordained long before you took form. So when you see things, when you hear things that appear to be given to you as part of your life path, then what you are actually seeing are things that have been put on that path for you to perhaps find. The body mind is giving us a visual of a video game in which you are moving down a path. But you have been shown that there is, and then again the word that is coming up, an Easter egg along that path, whether that would be an Easter egg that gives you in the game currency, or it gives you energy, or it gives you whatever it is that's necessary for that moment in the game. It is there on your path. You have seen correctly. Whether you find it or not, whether you are looking at it or not, is an entirely different question. But trust that it is there. It was placed there. It will be there when you are ready to find it. If it is not something that you are in need of at that moment on your path, then you may leave it there and you can come back to it at another time when it is necessary for you. Does this make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
What advice would you have for someone who is struggling with shifting from a lack mindset from manifesting to an abundant energy for manifesting?
Gratitude.
I would suggest that you look inside and that you are grateful for what you already have. If you can be grateful for what you already have, and you can see that you are already abundant, as was mentioned earlier, abundance of money is only one form of abundance on your planet. And so if you can see that there is abundance in your life in other ways and appreciate what is already there in existence, then you will get more of that. You must see the abundance that already exists, not the lack that you are focused on. For as many of you have heard, not just from us, but from others, that when you focus on the lack, you get more lack. So we wish for you to focus on the abundance that is already in your life. And when you see your life as already abundant, you will be surprised and amazed at more abundance showing up. So it really is about looking inside and, as was mentioned, creating a gratitude journal or a gratitude every day of what you are grateful for. And it can be very small. It does not have to be large things. But there are many good things in your life already, aren't there?
Yes.
Can you be grateful for those?
Yes.
Can you see those as being very big and positive?
Yes.
Then when you focus on those and the lack goes smaller and smaller and smaller, you find that more and more abundance comes your way. So the only thing that I would say of a lack mentality, which you mentioned, is literally that. It is just in your mind. Your ego sees things and wishes for more and more, yet your soul is at peace. And if you can focus on that peace and focus on what you have, then the lack thought gets smaller and the abundant thought grows and attracts more abundance in your life in all forms, in all ways. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
I have a question about tools for overcoming subconscious thoughts that we don't even know we may be having, but they're expressed on our outer screen. How do we release those and become aware of them?
I believe you have answered your own question. When they are out picturing on your external screen, this is the way to see what they are and trace them back to the thought from which they have sprung inside of you. Please understand, nothing exists that is not in your thought first. So you will find those thoughts, those limiting beliefs, those less than beneficial habits by simply looking at the picture on the screen. That is what it is for. It will show you where they are. It is then up to you to turn inward, to find this thought, thank it for being, and please hear that statement. Thank it for being. Let it know it no longer serves you, and simply release the thought. Now, we also hear you asking about beliefs, which are nothing more than a crystallized thought. You must allow the flow of information to run freely. Do not crystallize it into something that is no longer free, but rather stagnant. Does this make sense?
Yes, thank you.
So an example that comes to my mind is the concept that if you were little in this lifetime or others, and you were told life is hard, life is a struggle, that money, only those that have money get money, and that you will never amount to anything, or that our family does not have it, or whatever the words that you heard were. And now you are trying to think, how can I manifest? Because I have this recording in my head from my parent who was loving and attempting to give me reality by saying it's not going to work, or whatever the dynamic. So then when you see it not working outside, as was just mentioned, you go inside and find the root. Where did that come from? Am I holding a thought that no longer serves me? Am I holding a thought that was from my childhood that I heard my parent or parents say? Am I holding a thought that no longer is in my highest and best? Is it holding me back? That is when you do thank the thought. You have the gratitude for that thought. Thank you so much for being there, for helping me see the world one way. I am ready to see the world differently. So thank that thought, thank that parent, thank that person who said that to you, and tell them that you no longer need to hold that anymore, that you are grown and that you no longer need to have those thoughts. And when those thoughts come up, see them going back to the person that sent them to you, even if they were done in a loving manner. See those thoughts go back to a mother or father. See those thoughts go back to a TV show. Those thoughts go back to a person in your elementary school. See those thoughts go back to a teacher who told you you could not make it. See those thoughts go back to that person. thank them for their intention and for what it was, whatever that was that they were hoping that you would learn. You say, thank you so much for attempting to help me. That is no longer helpful. I no longer need to hold that thought anymore. Thank you so much for giving me that. I now release it back to you. This is a practice. This may not happen all at once. This is a practice. And when something else shows up, you do the same again. Gratitude. Releasing back that which you no longer need. Releasing it to source, if nothing else. Releasing it up. Releasing it to the universe. Just releasing that and saying, thank you. Thank you for the intention behind that. And thank you for helping me see life from those eyes. But I do not need to see life through the eyes of lack, or the eyes of less than, or the eyes of desire anymore. And so start that as a practice, looking for the root. Where did you first hear that? Where did that first come from? Where is that? What's the core? And then release that. Be grateful and release it and move on. That is a practice to create in your life. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of the ego?
Oh. There are more than one purpose of the ego, but its primary purpose is to allow you to experience the game of duality. It is only the ego that is capable of seeing separation. Without this, we're all one. Without this, there is no creation. There is no manifestation. There simply is all that is. So the ego, at that basic level, simply allows you to experience the illusion of separation. Beyond that, your ego allows you to function within the game, because it is your ego that learns the rules of the game, or the supposed rules of the game. And it is your ego that attempts to keep you within the boundaries of that game. As you awaken, as you move more and more fully to your soul, you simply look at the ego for what it is, a user interface with duality. You thank it, as we have said repeatedly on everything, you thank it for the role it's played, and you inform it that it is now simply going to help you be aware it is not in charge. Is this beneficial to you?
Yes, thank you.
If there are no further questions, we will wish you adieu. Go in peace.
And so it is.
It is.